Consider just how much time some teenagers spend online, what is interpreted and then discussed at school, irrespective of whether it may be fake news or not. Early cases of the coronavirus have seen online hate and memes on some apps towards those with the virus. South African digital life skills expert Dean McCoubrey joins us via Skype to explain the skill of critical thinking needed to guide children about how to choose what content they consume about the virus. And he joins us now via Skype. A very good morning to you, Dean. Thank you so much for joining us. Just how are the kids currently consuming information they receive online?
That could be a phone, a tablet, a computer, even gaming consoles, and also has access to data or Wi-Fi. Then they have access to the high-speed internet information highway, which means that there's a huge amount of kids, teens and preteens that are consuming information via their phones, via social media apps like TikTok, Instagram. They're talking to each other on apps like House Party or on Snapchat, and they're sharing this information. The question is the information that they're sharing constructive? Is it true? Is it helpful and supportive to those that are going to be vulnerable and weak when this virus truly strikes our country? And we need to actually start to mobilize the troops, because I think that this movement, this Generation Z movement of our teens and preteens, hold a huge amount of power to be able to play a role in positive information sharing.
So how do the parents then ensure that kids receive information from trusted sources?
Well, one of the best trusted sources at the moment is either the Department of Health's WhatsApp number, which is 060-123-456, very simple number, 060-123-456, or there's even a World Health Organization WhatsApp number. It is an amazing service. So many people are using WhatsApp, so why don't we use it for this purpose? You just type in the word news or advice or whatever it may be, and then it actually spins you back that information. The most important thing parents can do, number one, is to be able to stay calm. Number two is to realize, if you look at the cases around the world, that this really genuinely is an issue. I was looking at the numbers from the World Health Organization just now. The Africa region has the lowest number of cases, and so it's difficult for us to see that this is truly a global pandemic, and that when it hits this continent properly, that we are really going to experience the same things as the rest of the world. So we're going to have to be calm, and we're going to have to be prepared. And then what we've got to do is we've actually got to engage our kids to realize they are part of the movement, that they play a role, not just in keeping their hands clean or end up being isolated when that probably hits this country, but that actually the sharing of that information among their group to be able to not pass it on to the elderly or the weak or those with chronic disease could literally be a lifesaver, which is what's happening around the world. We just can't see it yet.
So what has been some of the implications of this ongoing engagement that kids have with online news? Does that not become overwhelming at some point?
It does. It does. I think we've got to realize that being online provides us with an escape. It is entertaining. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with actually trying to get something lighthearted out of the net and being on TikTok and so on. That's fun. It's important for us to release in that sense. But I think that if we are online, what we're going to need to do is we are going to need to also have this skill of a little bit of distance and say, that was entertaining, but then this is really important. So we need to just be able to divide that. When is this important information? Where is this true information that I can trust? And what should I just be consuming and going, that was funny, as opposed to, this is a dare for me to try. I saw somebody on TikTok just making a point by licking a toilet seat in the US. And what it is, that's typical teen behavior to try and get attention or to be part of a challenge and be bold and daring. But what does that look like to others? Of course most teens know that that isn't true. But that doesn't mean other teens aren't going to try and join the challenge to lick a toilet seat. We've got to realize that some people are just propelled and compelled to share information and join in challenges because it's highly amusing. This time round, some of it's really not amusing.
Dean, you will agree with me that children often pick up on parents' emotions. So how do you, as a parent, act responsibly during such a time? And how does my social life help in this case?
Yeah, well, as a parent, the most important thing you need to do is to be able to get close to your kids. This pandemic is actually an opportunity for us to get closer to our kids and really communicate with them, because we're going to be spending more time with them. And the things that we need to do as a parent is to say to them, without too much lecturing at the beginning, just say to them, what have you seen online? And then what you can do is, rather than lecture them again, say, well, this is what I'm seeing online. Check out this WhatsApp group, 060-123-456. If you need any information, it's going to be in there. And trade that information. They've got something to teach you. You've got something to teach them. And if we just start there, that allows us to be able to get closer to each other so that we can have these conversations and start to trade information that may be, in some cases, life-saving. Remember, every time we share something into a network, that information is sometimes dialed up or multiplied by the number in that network. If I share it with 500 people and 5 people in there share with their network, we're reaching literally thousands. But we don't think about that because everything is automatic on autopilot. Then to your question about what My Social Life does, well, we train kids. We train 4,000 kids a year on digital life skills. And what people can do is they can follow our social platforms, which is My Social Life SA for South Africa, My Social Life SA with 1 L, and then you can follow the information on there, and we'll continue to give you tips, and we'll continue to give parents tools. We're currently compiling a list of really productive and interesting apps and games, and even things around how to do household chores together, some of the interesting movies that might be coming out that you can watch that will calm your children's nerves, the types of apps that might help nervous children. So follow us on My Social Life SA. You can see it on Twitter, you can see it on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll also be sharing videos and so on. And I think, because we're very close to the ground on how kids think about social media, we can help you bridge that generational divide with your children. And that's why I say, try not to lecture, try to ask and try to listen and trade information. It's a good route, because sometimes they look at their parents and they go, oh, we don't want that to happen.
Well, Dean, you've gone into greater detail, giving us, some insights as to how My Social Life will help. Thank you so much for your reflections and for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you.